So I ended up in BC in August last year, and I was filming, so I technically wasn't hunting. You started us out, and as far as hunting goes, last year in September in Colorado. So explain what's happening right here.
Decided I wanted to bring my starter kit DSLR up to Colorado and just see what I can make happen. Got some pretty cool trout stuff on film, but it's pretty hard to sell film trout, especially when you're using a 300mm lens. So he got that done, got some cool clips, and the reason I got to actually do so much trout fishing was because I tagged out on the first day. So needless to say, that elk season was just the best of my life and possibly will ever be. It was just pretty awesome to be able to call that bull in with my mom and dad there, and then you add that in with all the family history we have in that unit. It's just spectacular.
It's October 21st. We've got an active scrape right over here. I'm not hunting bucks. Don't have permission to shoot a buck here. But it's cool is to be in the area where I know buck sign is, and hopefully we get to see a couple at night and see a couple does walk out and feel the freeze early on here before the real weather starts to kick in. We've had a little cold front here, but it's still pretty warm. It's probably in the upper 60s right now. I imagine there will be a couple of family groups of does that come out right at last light. It's really still, so let's hope we can get drawn and get a shot off at one of these. Well, I've just about stopped sweating enough to put on the hoodie. It was pretty fun. See a couple does come in, and they caught our wind. The wind switched about an hour and a half left in the hunt. We had a hog come in, and he caught our wind as well. I decided with the wind switching up last night and getting winded that a 30-yard move would be the difference in the night. I know it sounds ridiculous, but I think that we're going to get a shot opportunity if we get something to come in tonight. Got actually more windows to shoot in, including one behind us where we got slipped in on last night. That would be ideal if they would come in again like that, because the wind is blowing right this direction from the south. So we're gonna sit tight and hope they come into this little corner plot right here and see if the work that we've put in has paid off tonight. Oh, baby. Well, I'm shaking. That was cool. I didn't see her until she was 30 yards. Those bucks came in, started fighting, it chased all the does out of here, and I guess she came back in by herself. I didn't see anything behind her even, but I saw her about 30 yards. She came in pretty relaxed, but I still shot a little low because it's really quiet. And I think I just heart shot her. I mean, I don't think she made the fence line, which is about 25, 30 yards. So I'm shaking this. Hadn't shot a doe in a long time. It's always exciting to pull the trigger, especially when you make a good shot. So I'm excited. We're gonna probably go back to the truck, get some flashlights and stuff like that, just to make sure. Might grab a friend or two, or my wife, and go in there and pull her out. I'm pretty sure she crashed. I think you might could have heard that on there. But man, I'm excited. My heart's going. First deer of the year. It's October 22nd. Had a front come in a couple days ago. High pressure. This is really the first south wind, good south wind, full day of south wind. So I moved the stand about 30 yards, and it looks like it paid off. So let's go recover here in just a second. There's my arrow right there. Smells good and clean. It looked clean. Well, got her pulled out. She was in some really thick stuff. Got her dragged out here. Gonna go get the truck, take a look at her, maybe take a few pictures, and start the work of getting her into the freezer. Happy day. God is good. Well, I just got everything set up. It's really quiet tonight. It's my first hunt in Kansas this year. Let's do this. Note to self, on election night, you're probably going to stay up watching until 1 in the morning, and you're probably going to forget something the next morning. Make sure that it's not your binoculars. Had several bucks come through this morning, and several does. There was chasing and posturing and everything else that goes with the typical November 9th hunt, I guess. But really appreciative to be here this time of year.
He's a big old frame deer.
Yeah, he's kind of older looking deer.
Yeah, forked. Once he disappears, once you run back.
So this is a deer that my buddy Justin, who you know, he named this deer Wide Load the year before this, and he was a big 3-year-old, pretty wide, and ended up being bigger this year. He's a 4-year-old right here. I had my bow in my hand and I was clipped on as this deer was coming in. I just could not make up my mind, and I'm glad that I passed him, but he did get shot in December. And so that was kind of upsetting news to me. I am glad that I ended up passing him, because you know, if you don't pass deer like that, you'll never end up growing them to their full potential.
So a week and a half into November in Kansas. What's the rut like?
It was spectacular this year. We didn't see a lot of big deer during this rut period right here, the heavy chasing and stuff, but as you can see, there was a ton of chasing this morning. And there's a deer that we have been following since 2011 on the lease that showed up. His name is Hogbody, because in 2011 this deer showed up on trail camera and just looked gigantic. I mean, he just looked short legs, thick, deep body, you know, big chest. And turns out, once I finally saw him and got a good look at him next to deer, which was 2014, he's a midget deer. And so he's just not very tall, but he's just a big brute of a small deer. And he was chasing like crazy this morning. The fog was coming off their breath, and it was a magical time to be in the tree. And I was really just grateful that God gave me that opportunity.
So my wedding day was November 19th, but me and you know that we needed to get a few hunts in before that happened, because it's going to be locked down for about 8 or 9 days on a honeymoon. So we went out on some a little bit warmer days. Didn't see a lot of movement, but it was nice to get in the stand.
I'm gonna try to get out there, get some orange on, and ride a bike out where I need to be before, and then back to my truck before it gets dark. Hang a camera real quick. Got a new spot I want to see what's moving through. So heading out that way right now. It's about 4 o'clock. This right here is a buck called Frankenstein. I've showed you him before, but he had a big drop time in 2015. That was the first year we noticed him being kind of a crazy buck, and I think it's because he's on the downhill. But we had a guy on our place shoot this deer kind of high in the shoulder that year. He came in and just scent checked the area, didn't see any does or smell anything, and went back out the same way. He's just an old smart deer, and he's on the downhill, but it was good to see him still alive for sure.
Well, December 15th, day after my birthday. I always like to get in the stand on my birthday, but this year we had to postpone it for one day, but I think it's a good decision. We got in here at 2:40, climbed the tree at 2:40, at 2:42. A buck that I nicknamed Elder came through. Thought he was a really old deer, but looked at him today, we're not really sure. He's got a big Roman nose, but a little body, so kind of unsure, but that's a pretty good sign for the rest of the day on how things are going to go.
Look at him. He started rubbing that tree.
Bit.
Front shoulder.
I don't know.
Yeah. No, I think you did everything right, but sucker jumped a foot.
The next day, the cold front was in full force, and I decided to go check a trail camera and get my 3-mile run in for the morning. And just it was a good opportunity to clear my mind,
December 22nd. Kind of, I guess you could call it late season. Not really sure if we have that because it's like 58 degrees. But we got wind out of the north, so it's a little cooler than it was yesterday. Feels pretty good. The first time back in the stand since we gave the buck a haircut last weekend. And hopefully luck will turn around our way this time around. We'll see.
I'm on him whenever you're ready. Got him.
He's dead. I'm gonna hit low.
Dang, they are everywhere, dude. Is that white one not gonna make it? No. Okay, I'm on this pig. I'm on this one. He's on edge. He smells us or something. Yeah, I'm on him. Ooh, Spine City.
Broke my arrow. Oh my gosh, here they all come.
Yeah, I see it. There's that white one. Dang, that's a cool pig. I don't know. Might grunt at him.
We just had a pretty crazy 10 minutes or so of action. Wasn't a whitetail, but about 4:45, it's been like the magic time at this stand. And about that time, a coyote busted loose, howling back to the south. And here come a different one, our direction. And we squeaked at him and could never turn him to come to our direction. About 5 minutes later, another coyote comes through. I try to get him to stop, can't. Fire off a shot that was a whole better prayer. Missed him, he took off. Then the hogs start coming in, and as we're looking at hogs, coyote number 3 comes in at 41 yards. We get him to stop. I aim low, hit him right in the heart. He's laying in the woods. 5 minutes later, about 40 hogs come within 60 to 30 yards. I shot the closest one of those, dropped him, and then he got up and ran off. So, pretty intense moment from the stand here today, even though it's been kind of hot, but we still got about another 15 minutes worth of good light, so there's still time for a deer. Just climbed down the stand, and pretty sure we got a coyote on the ground, and there should be a dead hog somewhere. We're gonna try to make a recovery on the coyote. The hog we're not too worried about, but let's go look for theirs. It's a mature dog. It ain't a pup. See those teeth on top are worn pretty good. I'll let the air out of the sucker too. So, entrance right there. That's textbook.
Man, that night was crazy. So many things happening, so many pigs, that giant boar, shooting that coyote. You know, it was a cool evening, but Scar didn't show up, so that kind of stunk.
Yeah, we really had trouble getting back on Scar at the end of the year.
I think after all that commotion and stuff, we kind of burnt that hole out and just kind of stuck with what we knew going in there, just almost just praying that it would happen, you know. But either way, it's a fun time. I'm glad we got to spend so much time in the stand.
Yeah, man. I mean, I learned a ton last year. That was one of my first years to really hunt the public land, and I sat back and did the camera thing because I enjoy it, but I also got the chance to learn from you quite a bit, you know, and see how it was done. And that was exciting for me, and I've taken a lot of that knowledge and put it into my scouting in the postseason and stuff, and I think that 2017, you know, it's going to all pay off.